Hello, this is Ray. Welcome back, guys. Let's start part 3. Alright, the first thing I'm going to talk to you guys about is Fencer. Here is Nut, the Fencer NPC. She challenged you to become a Fencer. Since I love Fez, at the end of this tutorial, I will turn Rayo into a Fencer, and along the way, you can follow my steps if you're interested in becoming one yourself. For now, let's head on over to Guerra Canyon and begin part 3. This is the most fun part of the tutorial, and I'm sure you guys will have a blast. The canyon is a pretty small area. All you really have to do is go up this hill and speak to Badland. Badland asks for your letter, and then he explains to you that he's having some small trouble with this unknown enemy force, and tells you to come back to him once you're ready. But of course we're ready, so speak to him again and then click Start Mission. A box in the middle will pop up with 4 missions. Click the first one. A field will be created, and in there you will meet Badland once again. Run up to him and talk. He will tell you to attack the enemy. And to the bottom right, the objective of your mission will pop up, which is to use territory to defeat your enemy. He then goes on to add an explanation about obelisks, which you can choose to read, but I'll explain to you guys instead. Now you get put into a field where you notice 2 bars at the top, orange being your enemy, which also signifies attacking, and blue being you, which signifies defending. And also you notice the time bar that has start and end, which will signify how long you have in the battle. At the bottom you will see a blue crystal right next to your pockets. This will signify how much crystals you have in this match. Now we are told that we need 15 crystals in order to build this obelisk. Head on over to that giant blue crystal resembling your crystal at the bottom, and click C to start mining. This is the process in which you gain crystals in a war. From 1 to 5 crystals, the speed is pretty quick, but as you mine longer, the amount of crystals you gain slows down. The maximum amount of crystals you gain by mining yourself is 25, but with limits. You gain crystals equal to your level up to level 20. For example, level 10 equals 10 crystals, while level 20 equals 20 crystals. But once you reach level 35, you can mine 1 extra crystal each level up to level 40, making you get a total of 25 crystals at level 40. Once you gain a total of 10 crystals, it tells you that the NPC crystal miner has the remaining crystals for you. Talk to him to start the transaction, and click the yellow trade box to start the trade. As you see in this trade menu, all you have to do is click accept and confirm to get his crystals. The key thing about obelisks is that in order to gain territory to beat your enemy, you must first expand. To do this, go to the edge of the territory lines as you see on the map. The thing not to do is to build within the territory you already have, which will be lit in orange or in blue, which is our case. To place an obelisk, you click Z, then build, then click the obelisk icon. At the top of your screen, a message saying the name of the builder, what he's building, the position, and the time until the object is built will pop up. Now head on over to another crystal and talk to a crystal miner to get 15 more crystals to build more obelisks. Territory isn't restricted to the land that you see on the map, but also the blank spaces off the map. In war, it is better to call where you're building to avoid others building at the same point as you. As you gain territory, the HP of your opponent's bar begins to drop. You also notice that the smaller bars either below, but in our case, above the HP bar grows, which signifies how much territory you have. And each HP bar themselves have 3 full bars, and you must get rid of all 3 bars in order to win. In this mission though, you notice how quick it goes by as you gain more territory. In real war, it takes a little bit longer than that to win. When in war, there's such a thing as overexpansion. That means you expanded so far that it's easy for the enemy to destroy your obelisks. Always make sure to defend obelisks when they're getting attacked, because when an obelisk goes down, so does your territory, as well as your HP too, depending on the level of the obelisk. Some of you may be thinking, level of obelisk? Well, it's more simple than you think. An obelisk has 3 levels. Over time in war, it levels from 1 to 2, then to 3. Generally, it takes around 15 minutes for an obelisk to gain a level. That being said, the higher level the obelisk, the more HP you lose when the obelisk dies. You can only build obelisks on territory that's unclaimed. You cannot build on enemy territory. For any structure, it will be painted in red if you cannot build, and will have its color returned if it's possible to build. This pretty much sums up what obelisks are and how to use them. My last thing to mention here is that if you notice to the bottom right where your pockets are, above it there's a thing that says cost, and it gives you 130 out of 130. This is what you call battle cost. You're only allowed 130 in total for one whole match. It is for using items. When you use stuff like regenerate, it costs 5 battle costs, or stuff like bread, it costs 2 battle costs. Once you run out, the best way to get your HP back if you're low is to mine. You regain 50 HP every 5 seconds if you mine at a crystal. The last thing I want to mention here is that you can only mine so many crystals from the main giant crystal before it dies out. There will be more giant crystals around the field, but be careful not to waste your crystals that you mine. Alright, let's fast forward to the rest of this so we can get to the more fun stuff. Congratulations, mission complete, and you get rewarded with 5 treasure chests. To open these treasure chests, you put your cursor over the box and you right click. You get some nice goodies, a high regen, another piece of gear, and enchants. Now, enchants are temporary buffs you can use during war to make yourself stronger. It can be anything from attack defense boosts, HP power boosts, power regen boosts, and building and summoning boosts. To enchant, you go to your castle, click Z, then click enchant, choose the weapon of your choice, choose the enchant of your choice, click enchant, and then click OK. Going back, you speak to Badland again and start on mission 2. Here it gets a little bit more fun. We start to learn about the summon called Knight. Run up to Badland and talk, and he explains to you that the enemy has summoned giants and that we must take them down in order for us to advance. Thus begins the Knights and the Giants mission. And he gives you the option to hear about Knights from him, but what's the fun in that when you got me? Here we basically do the same thing that we did in the first mission. We have to mine 10 crystals to get more crystals from the crystal miner. Head on over to the big crystal and begin your mining. Thank God we can skip the boring part. Normally there isn't an NPC to give you crystals but other players, so with the help of my brother we're going to show you how you ask for crystals when you need them. You do this. Ask for how many crystals you need and what for. You don't do this. Give me crystals now, I just want crystals. Now that we have 10 crystals, get the remaining 20 from the NPC and then target your castle. Click Z, click summon, and to your left, summon Knight. And congratulations, you're now a Knight that runs at 100% speed. Head for the stars that you see on the map and begin killing the summoned giants. Knights get 2 types of attacks. The one I'm using right now is called Divine Thrust. It is a high power consuming and long range penetrating attack. It's really useful for attacking more than one summon that's up at a time. The other attack is called Divine Piercing, which is a close range, low power consuming attack. A knight's purpose is to destroy enemy summons. This would include other knights, giants, dragons, wraiths, and chimeras. I will be explaining giants, dragons, wraiths, and chimeras in part 4. In actual combat against players, knights suck. The most you can do is probably 15 to 20 damage. It's not worth it, so don't attack players with intent to kill. This also includes hitting structures such as obelisks. They do hardly no damage to affect them, so just go for other summons. When you become a knight, you also get an HP boost, which comes in handy, but you gotta remember you still take damage from other players, so watch your step. Notice how the giants here that attack me do a lot of damage. This is not true for real war. Giants can't and will never be able to kill a knight, so don't be afraid to attack them. When in a summoned form, you cannot check your items, use your items, or check your skills. Hitting the summoned giants here may seem easy, but in actual war, it can be different. It takes time for things to process because you're not fighting something set on the servers, but other people with different connections. Moving things are harder to hit, so with the help of my brother, I'm going to show you how to aim. As you see here, I try my best to hit my brother by aiming at the red circle, but I keep missing because of our connections. Aiming just for the red circle isn't good enough. So in war, you have to predict where that person's going to be. So you predict, you aim, and you hit. I'm going to show you the same thing, but this time without being a knight. This is just to show you to aim high and to aim far. And remember, the enemy will be attacking you back. This wraps up our mission 2. Congratulations, you win, and you get more goodies. Don't forget to retrieve your items. This has been Ray. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in part 4. I hope you enjoyed.